Some stories are just meant to be told. Stories that remind us that greatness doesn't always come from a perfect path, but from resilience, risk, and the courage to be different. This is one of those stories. Today, we dive deep into the life of a man who redefined what it means to be an actor. A rebel. An artist. A fighter. This is the inspiring journey of Johnny Depp, from troubled beginnings to global fame. Where and when was Johnny Depp born? Johnny Depp was born on June 9, 1963, in the quiet town of Owensboro, Kentucky, USA. His full name is John Christopher Depp II, and no, Johnny isn't a stage name. It's what his friends and family always called him. From the very beginning, Johnny wasn't born into luxury or fame. He was born into struggle. What was his family like? Johnny's mother, Betty Sue Palmer, worked as a waitress. She was strong-willed, passionate, and protective. His father, John Christopher Depp, was a civil engineer. Together, they had 4 children, and Johnny was the youngest. But life at home wasn't easy. There were constant arguments, emotional distance, and financial stress. By the time Johnny was 7, his family had already moved several times, and that pattern continued. In total, they moved over 20 times before he turned 15. Eventually, his parents divorced when he was just 15 years old. That moment shattered something inside him. He became withdrawn, lost, and deeply affected by the instability. What struggles did he face as a child? Johnny wasn't the kind of kid who fit in. He was quiet, artistic, and a bit of a loner. He often said he felt like an outsider, misunderstood by classmates and even his own teachers. At one point, he started self-harming, not for attention, but as a way to deal with the emotional pain. He dropped out of high school at age 16. But it wasn't because he didn't care, it was because life forced him to grow up early. And yet, during this dark time, he found something that gave him hope. Music. His first steps into the world of art. Johnny's mother bought him a guitar when he was 12. It became his escape, his therapy, his obsession. He joined a series of garage bands, eventually forming a group called the Kids. At 20, he moved to Los Angeles with his band, chasing the dream of becoming a rock star. They played gigs, lived on pennies, slept in vans, and shared small apartments. Life was tough. Success felt miles away. But then, fate stepped in. How did he break into acting? One of his friends introduced him to actor Nicolas Cage, who saw something in Johnny, a unique spark, an intensity that couldn't be taught. Cage encouraged him to try acting. So, Johnny reluctantly auditioned for a horror movie called A Nightmare on Elm Street, and got the part. It was a small role, but it was the start of something huge. Then came the role that launched him to fame, the TV series 21 Jump Street. Suddenly, Johnny Depp became a teen idol. But here's the twist, he hated it. He didn't want to be a heartthrob. He wanted to be an artist. So he walked away from mainstream fame, and toward something riskier. Something real. The turning point, art over popularity. Johnny turned down big commercial roles in favor of unique, offbeat characters. That's when he met director Tim Burton, a creative visionary just as quirky as Johnny. Their first project together? Edward Scissorhands. Johnny played a quiet, gentleman with blades for hands, a total outsider. It wasn't just acting. It was personal. It mirrored how Johnny felt his whole life. The film became a cult classic, and Johnny was no longer just famous. He was respected. Top 5 films that made Johnny Depp a star. Let's take a look at the top 5 films that turned Johnny Depp into a cinematic legend. 1. Edward Scissorhands, 1990. A heartbreaking performance as a misunderstood creation. A role that defined his early career. 2. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 2003. Captain Jack Sparrow, unpredictable, hilarious, and unforgettable. Johnny created one of the most iconic movie characters of all time. 3. Finding Neverland, 2004. Playing author J.M. Barrie, he showed his emotional depth, earning another Oscar nomination. 4. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, 2007. Dark. Musical. Powerful. And Johnny did his own singing. 5. Donnie Brasco, 1997. A gritty, real-life role as an undercover FBI agent. It proved he could do serious drama just as well as fantasy. Top 5 highest-earning films. Johnny Depp didn't just create great roles, he also made history at the box office. Here are his top 5 most profitable projects. 1. Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, 2011. Earned $55 million for one film. 2. Alice in Wonderland, 2010. Earned around $50 million. He played the Mad Hatter in a billion-dollar blockbuster. 3. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, 2006. Earned over $42 million. 4. Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End, 2007. Earned $40 million. 5. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005. Earned $18 million. A strange, bold version of Willy Wonka that only Depp could pull off. How success changed him. Despite the money, the fame, the awards, Johnny never became Hollywood. He stayed raw, unconventional, even rebellious. He launched his own production company, Infinitum Nihil, to support original, meaningful films. He continued playing music, even forming a band called Hollywood Vampires with rock legends. But the real magic? He used his fame for good. He dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow and visited children's hospitals, not for cameras, but from the heart. He donated to cancer research. He stood up for fellow artists. Even in his darkest moments, like the highly publicized legal battles, he never stopped fighting to be heard. He stayed true to who he was. Final inspiration, what we learn from Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's story isn't perfect. It's not polished. It's real. He didn't fit the mold. He wasn't the most conventional, or the most predictable. But that's exactly why he succeeded. He followed his gut. He embraced his flaws. And most importantly, he never gave up on his art, or on himself. Success isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about being authentically you. Johnny Depp reminds us that you don't have to be normal to be great. You just have to be real. So if you're feeling different, like you don't fit in, remember Johnny. And keep going.